Hey guys, my name is Devin Moreno and welcome to my Investing Journey channel video. And today we're going to go into another pro tip segment. This is a segment I'm going to do across the entire channel, but this time this one is with Austin Carroll. If you guys didn't watch my How to Find a Free Mentor video, Austin Carroll and Mark Owen are the two mentors who coached me through my real estate investing journey. Austin Carroll is much younger than Mark Owen, however by no means less successful. In only 4 years, he managed to acquire over 58 units, and he is skyrocketing through the field. He definitely knows what he's doing. He's very analytical in his approach to real estate investing, and I think you're going to get a ton of valuable information from this guy. So in this video, he actually walks with me one-on-one through a flip that he did. It's one of the many projects he did during my first year of investing. And he's going to talk about the decisions he made in that flip, why he chose to do what he did, and other great tips for young investors. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into him and all of his great advice.
Hey everyone, my name's Austin Carroll. I am the owner of the Blue Key Real Estate team and also do some flips as well as a multifamily investor in Baltimore City. So this right here, where you're at today is 3738 Falls Road. So if you want to look it up online, you can see the interior pictures. So we're going to take you on a little bit of a tour of what we did here in this project. But yeah, let's take a quick look of the design of what we did in the house. So this used to have a separated kitchen. We made it open concept, redid the stairs here, finished the basement, added the laundry room. The challenge with this property is how narrow the property is. So if you look at the stairs, you can see how we had to really redesign them so that we could fit stairs going downstairs, upstairs, and still make it feel spacious. Here's our kitchen here. So we decided to bump up and do a high bar rather than doing a continuation of the island kind of at this height. That's one of the things that you might want to consider in your design. So as we talk about how we actually did the construction, one of the things I like to pay a lot of attention to is where you're sourcing products from. So for example, the cabinets and countertops came from a cabinet and countertop contractor that I've worked with for a long time. I like to take that out of the contractor's budget because most contractors will go to the same people that you would go to and then just put a markup on it. So I like to take those out and say, hey, I'll supply those. The majority of the time, the general contractor is not putting the granite in, the granite contractor is. So those are the different types of things that I like to do to bring down my construction costs. Another, I guess, pro tip would be anytime you go make an order at Home Depot and it's over $2,000 or Lowe's and it's over $1,500, run it through what's called at Lowe's the QSP program and at Lowe's the Pro Desk. Basically, because you're getting a bigger order, they will take additional discounts on that. So it's, if you go back to the appliance section and you have them do you up a quote, well, you can actually then take that quote to the Pro Desk and they'll give an additional amount off of that. I do that with all materials. So if I make a big order, I like to do it online, have them run it over the internet. I just give them a spreadsheet of all the different stuff I need, have them run it through the QSP program, and usually it'll take somewhere between 5 and 15% off of your total order. Cool. So let's talk about the design upstairs here. So you'll notice right here we actually expanded the stairs here, but you can't use that whole area right there. That's because we didn't want to take out this structural joist right here. So those are the types of things that we chose to save a little bit of money, but actually ended up adding a cool design aspect to it. One of the other things, rather than just having overhead lights here, is we put some sconce lights here in the hallway, just to give it a little bit of extra, light and cool features. So up here we've got 2 bedrooms and 2 baths. One of the things that we did and we decided to do pretty early on is you'll notice that this doorway right here is at an angle versus coming out and being square, like in most houses, which then would have led to a slightly longer hallway here. So what we did was we didn't need all that space in the bathroom. So we took the corner out of it, kind of to soften as you walk around this corner so you don't feel as closed in, because the house is a relatively small house. So one of the things with bathrooms that is actually really important is tile. if you go and look at a lot of flips, you're gonna see the same tile that different people use, and you can tell who's an experienced investor and who isn't. So many people will see this kind of fake marble wall tile here. Same kind of size as this, usually it's like a 12 by 24 or something along those lines. What I like to do is try to find very neutral stuff, or get a little bit nicer. You'll see we actually went with real marble in the master bath. So we like to be really neutral. We like to match all of the finishes. As you look through this video, you'll see all of our lights are bronze, all of our plumbing fixtures are bronze, all of our toilet paper holders and towel holders are bronze, so we match that throughout the whole house. We even took the doors that come with the nickel hinges, and we replaced those with bronze. So you'll see everything in the house is bronze. If I was doing a brushed nickel, everything in the house would be brushed nickel. So those are the types of things that buyers that are walking through the house, they don't necessarily know that, but you really know when it's a nice design and you walk through and it feels good. So one of the biggest frustrations I had in the beginning of investing was, where do I get tile from? I'll go online at Home Depot and they've got so many choices, but none of them are in stock. It's always a mess. I have still not found a Home Depot or a Lowe's that has a really good tile selection that I like, that's in stock. So we actually use a company called Floors and Decor. And if you're in the Baltimore area, they have one in Gaithersburg. So pretty far distance to go, but they have phenomenal pricing. They have a really good setup and they have a really good selection. So now anytime I'm getting any tile, I'm going there. The wood floors we got from Wood Floors Plus. So the trim also comes from there. One of the things that we start to do is figure out where can we find the cheapest materials for different things. And so the trim is one of the areas where we get our cheapest stuff from Wood Floors Plus. So now we're walking into the master right here. So this whole floor, we took all of the walls out and redesigned the space. So as you can see, this master isn't the biggest master. However, one of the things that we decided to do as a result of it not being the largest room was add this barn door right here. So this is a good way that you can save space rather than having a door that would open right here into the personal space of the person whose side of the bed this is. So that's one of the things that is a good little, you can also pocket this into the wall, meaning that the door would go into the wall and you wouldn't even see it when it is closed. So we decided for the design aspect to go with the barn door, and it's certainly been something that people have enjoyed a lot. Then bathroom design is also really important as you get into a small space like this. So we couldn't quite get a double vanity in here. We couldn't configure it in a way to do that. But one of the things that we did do, and something that is pretty common in a lot of my projects, sorry for the echo here, is we put 2 shower heads in. So it really doesn't cost much more, and that's another one of those wow factors where you can either have the big rain shower head or you can have the small 1 shower head. So I like to make the showers really a selling point because a lot of people walk into it and they love the masters. So we decided to go with all glass tile on this side. And then, like I said, we use the real marble versus we probably paid an extra $1, $2 a square foot, but really there's not much square footage here. So rather than get the cheapest tile, we got the real stuff, and people really appreciate that. So to give you an idea what the layout used to be like, this used to be a small bathroom over here. So we actually, now you see that the bathroom is over on the other side of the room. That's one of the things that we changed significantly. A couple reasons behind that. One, this is a bump out, meaning that this does not go down onto the bottom floor. It's exposed on the bottom. So as much as we can try to insulate it, you still might get frozen pipes in an area like this. So we decided, hey, let's make this into a closet and let's make that into the bathroom. One of the big changes that we made, and one of the things that I certainly wrestled with the most, because it would be much cheaper to keep a bathroom there than to move it. However, we were redoing all the plumbing, so it wasn't as big of a deal as it might be if we weren't redoing the plumbing. So one of the important things as you're going through the process is who is the rest of your team. everybody knows that you're going to have a contractor in the property, and they're very important in the process. One of the other people that's really important is your real estate agent. Those are the people that know the market. They know whether you should put a bathroom in the basement or forego that and do a half bath on the first floor. So they're very important to have in your design process. So most people will wait until, let's say, they go to list the property to say, okay, let me interview some agents and see who I'm going to choose. That's a mistake, because they can be a person that you rely on through the process to say, hey, here are the different design elements we want. They can tell you if you're over renovating a property or under renovating a property. They can give you an idea of what design will be better. And if they're a good agent and they work with lots of investors, they'll be able to give you an eye for design too. So make sure that you're engaging your real estate agents early in the process so that they can walk you through what they might do with the design, and then also to make sure that your out sale comparison, so what you're going to list the property for, matches what they would have as a recommendation. So make sure that you're not missing anything in the market. One of the things that really adds value in properties is either adding bathrooms or adding bedrooms. So we added a legal bedroom here, which would probably be used as a guest bedroom here, and we added a bathroom. So neither of these existed. Actually, if I talk about one of the things I'm not super happy with, if you look in here, our floor actually slants pretty significantly, and we poured a new concrete slab. So this was something I was not very happy with, and I think it actually was a detracting factor for some people. So I was very busy as we were finishing up this project, and I didn't come by and stop by enough. That would be one thing that I would change, would come by and to change this to make sure it was level. You can really tell in the toilet right here how kind of out of line it is.
How often would you say to come by and stop by your properties, check up on things?
I think as you're going through the flip process, you should be out at least once a week. So weekly meetings generally with contractors. I like to time it around the time that they like to be paid. I also like to tie the payments to specific things being done in the property. So if I might have what's called a draw schedule, I might say you get 20% when you pass the rough-in inspection, assuming you're getting permits. So when they've run all of their pipes, they've run all of their electrical wire, they've run all of their HVAC, meaning your AC and heat duct work, then they will get their inspections, and they'll actually have an inspection that you can very easily say, if they're asking for money, do you have the inspections? And if they say yes, then you can write them the check. If they say no, don't write them the check. So it takes out the question of, are you deserving of this money or are you not? So this is the last space in the house, other than the back. So this is a decent sized bedroom here. Again, not as big as we would have liked. In this closet, we have our sump pump. So you'll notice that you can't really see it because we did cover it with carpet. So you can pull up a flap of carpet there if anything were ever to go wrong there. Right in here is where we have all of our cable running to. So all of our cable comes here so that when the Comcast or Verizon guy comes, he can just go straight to the cable box. Our main electric panel is also right here. So we put a cover on it because it's in a bedroom to make it, kind of hide the ugliness of it. But one of the things you'll notice here is that these breakers have a little test button right here. This is called a AFCI or Arc Fault Circuit Interrupter. These are new in the electrical code, at least for Maryland. Some places you don't require it, some places you do. So if your contractor says, hey, here's my electrical quote, it's a little higher than normal because we have to put these breakers in, that's actually pretty legitimate. The old breakers cost $5, $10. These cost as much as $100, somewhere between $60 and $100. So you can see with so many breakers here how that can significantly impact your price. So to take you out back here real quick, this is where we also had a couple decisions that we had to make. So we added parking here. We're in an area where parking is very rare and very limited. As you can see, there are actually cars that park on the side of the street and ride halfway up on the sidewalk here. So we knew, because we lived and worked in this area, and again, another reason to bring your realtor into the conversation, because they would have said, yes, we definitely need parking here. So before, this all just looked like what this looks like here, kind of broken up concrete. And so what we did is we took all that out. We built a retaining wall both ways. Built some steps here as well as a small privacy fence. And now it's at least 1 car parking. If you had 2 small cars, you could probably fit 2 here. So that's one of the things that we changed. Probably the last big thing that we did is that this siding used to be a baby blue. So we painted all of the siding, which also helped in a couple areas where we needed to do siding repair, where we couldn't match the siding exactly. So in painting the whole thing, we were able to make it look conforming when we made some of those siding repairs.
All right, guys, I hope you guys like that segment of Pro Tip. We're going to have a lot more videos of Austin Carroll and Mark Owen, both of my real estate investing mentors. So stay tuned for future videos where I break up either the same house or many different houses into multiple different subjects to get you guys the most amount of information of these guys as possible. Highly experienced in the field, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. Let me know also any questions you want me to ask them. Of course, I have access to them for a lot longer periods of time, and I can ask them these questions and produce other videos or even get them to answer it in videos or interviews. So definitely write in the comment section below, and also like this channel if you like the Pro Tip segment, if you like the content that we're bringing here, and I look forward to talking to you all very soon.